Hello everyone and welcome back to the 14th part tutorial of how to model SentryGun. So this time we are gonna continue the leg and we're gonna have to do some things here in order to I try to make it easier for you in some ways, but I can't always do that, so please forgive me. So basically I left this part here, and it's good that it's here because if it's not, in your case, you don't have this duplicated item, you can make a duplicate from what you have here, and you have this. Just rotate it in so it will be vertically, okay? Simple as that. I know that I don't need to show you this, but again, Control D to duplicate this. World, bring it over, switch to rotation tool, J, and rotate it a little bit, like so. Okay, so we have this part and it's gonna help us in order to speed up things. All I want you to do right now is taking this part, right click, choose faces, and delete half cut of this. Okay, press F8 to bring it back to object mode, Control D and duplicate it and rotate it once more to the other side like that. So now we have same thing in both sides, and I will press or insert for Windows to switch from the move tool to the adjustment pivot tool. Hold down the V key and you just click the mouse wheel, hold and snap it to this point here. Press home or insert again in order to exit this tool and switch back to the selection tool. Now hold down the V and click and hold, drag it to this vertex here of the other part. So now you're gonna grab both of them and switch here to the polygon. I'm not sure why it's been a surface, but switch to polygon, mesh, combine, right click, vertices, grab them all and merge them like so. So they've all been merged, nothing is wrong with our geometry. Press 3. Oh, it's already smoothed. So what we will do is basically grab this, modify center the pivot, and we're going to squeeze it to about so. And that's fine. Now we're going to rotate it like so, like that, but hold down the J key in order to make it like so, and we will rotate it with the J key like so. Now it should be exactly like the same angle as this leg. Okay, now this part here, pay attention also for one thing, that I'm building only the, if it's like that, the left leg, and we will copy it later on when we finish with it. So right now I want to squeeze this thing a little bit, so I'm gonna double click on scale tool and change the axis to leave it an object, because now I can squeeze it like so. But the problem with the squeezing is that our hole becomes a little bit like so. So I want to squeeze it to about so there is some space here in both sides. And about those vertices, we will have to grab everything here except those and those. Okay, and let's see what's going on the other side. Still have those here that are select, this one, and we can squeeze it back so it will be circle again, and then grab it and stretch it a little bit more. So that's fine like that. Okay, press F8 to bring it back to object mode. Oh, that's not fine, because I was doing that for both of them at the same time, and what happens when you do this for both of them is, including the path, or just the distance, this distance, and make it wrong. So I'm gonna do this for each one of them one by one. Okay, I didn't realize that this will happen, but it looks like I don't have any choice here. So I will select those, those, and I thought that we're gonna speed up this thing, but apparently not. So grabbing those, and let's see what's going on the other side. We can apply this X-ray just to see if there are any yellow dots there. I don't see any yellow dots, so let's just squeeze this like so and open it up. Okay, so right now it's not picking out to this side, and now we will do the same thing over there. So I pick them like that because it's easier that way. Like so. Oops. And these. So now I'm squeezing them so it will be, you know, even, and just then bring this like that. I can use the 4-view just to be on the safe side that it's somewhat the same. Okay, bring back to object mode, perspective view, and turn off the X-ray, because oh, it looks like it's not the same, or maybe it does. Yeah, it does, it's just okay. So back to this part where we scale this thing, and I'm gonna change the double click on this move tool and change it to object so I can slide it down here like so, and I can also bring it back down here and position it like so. Okay, now if you wanna, you can scale it a little bit, but not much. It should be a little somewhat the same with the same scale of this thing here, and we wanna rotate it, but not at 45 degrees. I mean, I just explained something about how about what, when I'm explaining about degrees and stuff like that, how I see this. Okay, it doesn't mean that it's true or it's correct, but I'm just I mean, like right now it's, for me it's 45 degrees. Okay, doesn't matter for what direction it is, it's still 45 degrees. If it were like that, I know that this is 180 degrees, and I know that also I will use 90 degrees for the same position. Okay, so when I'm saying 45 degrees, it's basically mean that I'm mean that it's like this. Okay, and now I will create a copy of this, Control D, and switch to the move tool and bring this one over here like so. Okay, it's not smooth preview, that way it is, and for my taste it's a little bit thin, so I will make it like so, and then press 3 to see this, and that way it looks a little bit more as I want this to look. And I'm gonna duplicate it again and bring it over here. Okay, so now we're gonna create a polygon cylinder, and let's take this aside. I don't really need it right now. I think I'm done with those. But never mind, leave it there. We're gonna take this cylinder and rotate it with the J key, like, no, just like so. Leave it as it is, and I'm gonna scale it down, stretch it. It's all with the scale tool, of course, and J to do this on 45 degrees like that, and switch the move tool axis to object, and slide it into this hole here. Okay, like so. Now the thing is I just want to get the size of it, nothing more than that. Okay, so I'm gonna put it here like so and make the scale, let's see, scale somewhat like so. I'm gonna bring this here and I squeeze it also. If those cubes again try to match the axes, and see I'm relying on this line to see the center here, and then I can easily come and do something like that, leave a little bit of something to work with. Yeah, my startup disk is almost full. Wow. Yeah, this is because my startup disk is SSD, and right now I didn't clean all of my videos. So choose an edge, sorry. Choose an edge, right click, choose edge, one of them, control right click, edge ring utilities to edge ring and split. Now we will add offset edge loops, and first edge loops will be somewhat like that, right? And maybe it's better to do this when it's there, so that way I will know that I'm on the safe side also. So I click on the cube just to center my camera on to this object, and then I can really rely on this line here. And yeah, I did it perfectly. So I will hold down shift, right click, insert edge loop. I will add one edge loop here and one edge loop. Yeah, here it's not on the safe side, so just a little bit like so. And right click, choose face, click on this face, double click on this face, click on this face, double click on this face. So you see those two strips are selected, extrude them. The gizmo is here, so we're gonna handle it with this. Push the blue one like so, and click extrude once more, and you see this cube here of the green one, you need to push it that way. So that way we basically create like new set of edge loops, maintaining ones. Okay, so save us some time, and now I will bring this back to position because I know that it's a little bit, we need to make this one peeking out a little bit. Also, let's click on this one and move it a little bit down here, and let's double click on this one and bring it down like here. Right click, choose edge, double click on this edge, and double click, shift double click on this edge. Edit mesh, bevel, leave it as it is, and we can continue. So the next thing is to create a cover of the mechanism of the leg. It's not actually a mechanism, but it's just a cover, just something that covers this from that side, some kind of a plastic or I don't know, metal thing. And the thing is that we need to start, and you see this that way, we need to bring these two into something that lower than 45 degrees, like in this direction, but instead of 45 degrees like that, it's got to do a little bit lower, okay, than 45. So try to grab them both and use the J key again, because the J key can help us to bring this to 45 degrees. Right now the problem is different because we need to group them, these two, so they will act as one unit. So what you want to do is go over modify, you want to go to general tab here, click on this icon to group them, or Control G is the hotkeys for this. So Control G to group them, they both turn into green. That means they are both one unit. And if you select one of them, so they both separated, but you can still come to the outliner, and the last groups are those white and red arrow. Okay, so the last one currently is this one, so these are those two, okay, because this is the last group that I grouped. So, and by the way, groups are builded mostly because you are duplicating items, so a lot of those groups doesn't mean anything, and they can be separated. Okay, now I will choose modify center of the pivot. Now the problem with the pivot is that we want the pivot to be where the pivot is, and this is here. So I will first change the click on this move tool twice and change it to world. So right now I lost it because I grouped them. I can change it to local or normal, but it still doesn't really cooperate in this manner. So let's try just rotate them on 45 degrees, like not. Let's do this that way. Press OM or insert to switch to this this pivot thing, and I'm gonna attach this pivot to the center of this pivot here, okay, simply by holding down the V and click on my middle mouse wheel and drag it over here. So that way I can snap it to here, press OM, and now I can basically do that. Okay, that's wrong because it should be down here. So what I will do is press home, change it to object, normal, doesn't work for us. I will do this like that. Bring it here and slide it down like in here. Okay, something like that, I think. It's experimental. J, switch to world. Doesn't work. Maybe it's better to combine them and stop this nonsense. World, object, gimbal. Yeah, it won't work, okay? Just don't, it ain't gonna work. So I'm gonna undo whatever I did. It's really nonsense what I'm doing right now, so it's better to start this while it's already in not in grouped, okay, and when they are at a better way of position, like if they are positioned in 180 degrees, so you can do this, but that way after we already twisted them a little bit, it becomes a little bit hard. So you see that now the rotation tool is acting with the flow, but earlier after I grouped them, it's not doing this anymore. So sorry about this. Either way, right now they are rotating, and this is like less than 45 degrees, okay? This is 45 degrees, and this is less than 45 degrees, and this is what we need, okay? So we will try to bring this back to position, and you can do this, I believe, by snapping and stuff like that, so it's not an issue. Okay, let's build this slag, finally. Let's take a polycube, like so, and we will bring it out. Now we're gonna expand the window and shut this off and stretch this thing to about so. Right click edge, No, first I'm gonna make it like so, squeeze it like so, right click, choose edge, select this edge, control right click, edge ring utilities to edge ring and split. Then we will add offset edge loops. So offset edge loops, click on this edge loop and create one set that it's about here, okay? Another set that is close to that one. Very much close, you don't need to make it far, just close enough so it act like we want it to act. Another edge, let's pick this edge, sorry. Let's edge, control right click, edge ring utilities to edge ring and split to create a split here. We're gonna choose this face and this face and that face and this face, and we're gonna extrude them up with the move tool to about so. Now we need to make one side here as a little bit narrow and one side here a little bit more thick, and here in the middle it should be a little bit more thick. So grab them here and switch to scale tool and do something like that. And here you want to do something like grab this one. Okay, we can grab all of them and simply stretch him like that. Okay, this is how it should be. And here just a little bit squeeze them that way with the middle axis cube. Great. Now we can make it longer or shorter, depends on our needs. Okay, so let's add a few edge loops to so we can basically smooth this later on, like that. Two edge loops here and here, and I want to add offset edge loop here in the middle, very close to these. You know what, let's first do those, because those deserves also edge loops. And like so. Okay, let's press 3 to see this. So this is how it should be, and I'm gonna rotate it, J to rotate it that way, J to rotate it that way, J to rotate it that way in I believe it's 45 degrees that way, yeah, like this one. And here, whoa, what happened? What just happened? 180 degrees, 45 degrees, and here something like in between 45 to 35, I don't know, 35 maybe. So this is 45, this is less, and this is pretty much what we need. So it fits this thing here. Let's switch this one to world so we can pull it to the side like so, and bring it up if we need. And when we satisfy that this one is aligned with this one, you can switch it back to object and slide it down. But you see the narrow side is up, and this is very weird stuff. So I will do this, change to world, bring it like so, bring it like so, and align it with that one, world, make it bigger a little bit, and now I don't know, it looks a little bit weird. I'm gonna undo a few steps, okay, and I'm gonna continue from that point because it's better that way, and bring it here, bring it here, okay, so it's almost there. You see, I can try and match these to about so, and then I can simply come and switch the local to this, give it a 35 degrees rotation, switch this one. No, at this point you don't want to switch nothing, you just want to slide it back a little bit, like so, and you want to make it a little bit bigger. And then I just noticed that, yeah, I noticed that maybe I should make these two a little bit longer, yeah. So let me see. How can I make it? Right click, choose vertices, choose this half, no, both. The circle and the middle vertices, and then push them a little bit like so. And then if I want to unselect those and move those a little bit into place, so that way that's much better. And you can get rid of this thing, Control D to duplicate it, bring this one over here to place, and this one into place. So you see, this is how we tweaking things